Shalom. Say something out?
Shalom, you get me?
Yeah.
Go.
Say something out? Oh, yeah, we good.
Shalom, you get me?
You want to start it off or you want me?
No, y'all can start off.
Yeah. All right, hey, Shalom, Shalom, with the Hebrew Israelites, with the brothers and men of Valor, coming to you week in and week out, prophesy the downfall of this place. I want to first and foremost give all honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Abakal Kadash, double honors to the elders, apostles, great millstone, and all the sincere I can cross the four winds. We're here to do give our, put our work in on this New Year's Eve of destruction, and just pretty much prophesy the end of this so-called world New Year on Esau's calendar going out and coming into a new year. Well, really an eon, which is what an age of rule, or a time period where the Lord set up different kingdoms to rule. And through the prophecy, we see that this current rulership is on his way out the door. The Lord is setting up his men, the ones that's going to rule and govern the world to come. So, we just want to get started, nothing really planned. And Lord willing, the Lord feed us the spirit, and bring out the scriptures as we go along tonight.
This is Matthew 24:3. And it says, as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and when shall be the signs of thy coming in the end of the world? And the word world is eon, which is what a particular age, because the earth abides forever. Planet Earth, they had that movie Armageddon with Bruce Willis. And it was about a meteorite hitting the earth. Ain't no fucking meteorite gonna hit the earth. What's gonna hit the earth is Howard shine and the laser beams from the chariot. But it's funny, Armageddon means Armageddon, which means the mountain of truth. But that movie that they shot based upon what Bruce Willis, it was a decent movie, man. The movie, I mean, it was like traumatic and suspenseful. That's why I said, but if you know the truth, you're like, man, this is bullshit. This is like far. But Armageddon means Armageddon, which means the mountain of truth. And that shit ain't had nothing to do with armies going to war. It just had something to do with asteroids hitting the planet Earth and killing everything, all the life that's on it. But the end of the world just meaning eon, the rulership of Esau, because you had the Roman Empire, and you got two manuscripts in Revelations. His deadly wound was healed, showing that the Roman Empire was reset up, and also he had power and life to set up. I'm probably butchering it a little bit, but he had power to set up life after the image, which goes back into the Roman Empire. I don't want to get into that, but just to touch on those precepts, because right now we're coming into a time like it's either like you know what we talking about or don't, because a lot of shit is censored. The Lord spoke in parables to the masses, but he spoke into code but he spoke directly to his disciples. So we coming into a time where if you ain't up on the slang or the code words, I mean, brother could break it down, but it's like how much could you really break it down without exposing what you was trying to prevent? So it's kind of like it's only if you either you know or you don't know. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what's it. But now I just want to touch on that eon for you, quick precept.
You got something, Shalom?
No.
Yeah, I got something real quick. This Psalms chapter 75 and start at verse 5. It says, lift. No, that's not it. 75 and 6 through 7. It said, for promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south, but Yahweh is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. So, the Lord can put down one ruler or kingdom and set up another. But what he's putting down now is the rule of Esau, setting up his rule, the rule of the kingdom of heaven, the rule of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, King David on down through the elect.
Yeah, that's like on a broad scale, but that even happened on an individual level. Yeah, makes sense. The boss, whether he a tyrant or he's merciful, or whether it's a new leader of the camp, the Lord said he put down one and set up another. So, that's all around the board, for the glory of the Shem.
Yeah, God show you the Lord, he covers all angles, man. He's in control of everything. He say he killeth, he maketh alive. The Lord is moving these chess pieces. We just performing what he wants us to do. Even when he set up rulers, like you mentioned, bosses, anything, man. It's the Lord that's in control. He control whether a bird eat for that day. He even speak of that in the scriptures as well. You got something up?
No.
So yeah, man, with all these things taking place, the different prophecies going down, we getting ourselves for another spiritual year because everything is spiritual. But it just so happened, you got brothers, gonna put a lot of work in tonight. YouTube gonna have to do a lot of blocking and coding and whatever they do to try to control his truth, but he can't. We coming to a time where something like this is not gonna be. You're not gonna be able to be fed the word of Yahweh because he's gonna what? He's gonna send his messengers away. He's gonna give a famine of the word. So coming into another year, we looking forward to this place coming down and the rest of the prophecies to unfold. And
yeah, because brothers take the word of the Lord for granted. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like, I was watching Breaking Bad. I was rewatching that. With a more spiritual eye, because you're supposed to grow. I felt like when it first came out, like gradually watched pieces of it. But I recently watched the whole thing through a new spiritual eye because you're supposed to grow over the years. That shit came out years ago. But, it was saying like, yo, you only get one time to meet the plug. Because Walter White had the chance to meet Gus. And Gus was like, nah, I don't fuck with nobody. You got to eat them with nobody. Because Jesse was getting high at the time. He scoped him out like, nah. He told like Mike, like, I don't fuck with him. But he was like, yo, you got things that's in life that's a once in a lifetime opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So like people would say, oh, I ran into Michael Jackson. They'd be like, what? You ran into Michael Jackson? Yeah, I just happened to be over here. I ran into Michael Jackson. They're like, nigga, you ain't get a picture of nothing. You're like, nah, I was just starstruck. Like, people would probably curse you out, like, yo, you should have got a picture, nigga, autograph or something. That's like a once in a lifetime opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with this truth. This truth, but the Lord is merciful though. Like, the Lord is like, yo, how precious this truth is. You like, God damn, like, the Lord would give somebody a second chance. Like, yeah, he would. You know what I'm saying? But you're looking for third chances and fourth chances. Not knowing that this truth is like a moving train. And the key is don't fucking jump off the train. I don't give a fuck if you go from being a conductor to a ticket fucking reader or holder. You know what I'm saying? Just stay your ass on the train. But you got a lot of people that take the truth for granted. Like this is something that's we gotta like hold on to in all shape, ways, form, and fashion. You know, but a lot of people, you know, they take the truth for granted. And this is like once in a lifetime opportunity. But the Lord is so merciful and so graceful that, you know, he probably like work with you type shit or something like that so rare and so precious. And that just goes into the beauty of your how about showing how much shine. Just to like, yo, this is like ancient wisdom, like super deep ancient wisdom. You know what I mean? And if you fucked up, like I'm gonna give you a chance to bounce back. You know what I mean? And that's like crazy. Because like when you got something that's rare, you know, you like, yo, I don't even want to offer this shit to you. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna offer it to you. I dare you turn it down. You know what I mean? And like that's all that was you do your shot type shit. You know what I mean? But God bless
We got a preset. This is Psalms chapter 103. And I'm gonna start at verse 8. It says, "For the Lord Yahweh Shah is merciful and gracious, slow to anger and plenteous in mercy." So, you know, because the brother was speaking on the knowledge that he blessed us with. You know, Jake think they got, you know, what a time to continue to sin and do what they want. But the Lord, you know, he gives that mercy. He's even going to give a show of mercy to even the other nations. You know, they're not going to receive the covenant as we, but they're going to be able to serve us in the kingdom under righteous rule. Because what the scriptures tell us that when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn, but when the righteous are in authority, the people mourn. You know, they're going to rejoice because they're going to be looking at us like, man, this is the Lord's people the whole time. You know, we got it so much better under their rulership than we did Esau either, or any of the other nations.
Bring that back from the top.
This is Psalms 103 and 8. The Lord Yahweh Shah is merciful and gracious, slow to anger, and plenteous in mercy.
Yeah, that's a lot of pronouns. Like the synonyms, you know, he's slow to anger. You know, that's merciful, right? That's mercy right there. And he's plentiful. He's plentiful in grace. So when you think about it, you know, like the Lord could have had us under the whip. Like brothers been like 200 years of so-called free, but it's like it switched to a different captivity. You know, so like the Lord could have us under the whip still, just getting the shit beat out of us forever. Till he was ready to send his son back and just drop his spirit. Like all of y'all believe now, but he gave brothers like a leeway. You know, brothers got, you know, my father said this, because I was stressed out of it. Not really stressed out, but I was overwhelmed in a sense, which it could be a synonym for stressed out. He was like, well, son, you know what I mean? Instead of looking at things you don't have, why don't you look at the things you do have? Maybe that can help you out. And then when you really look at the things you do have, you're like, oh shit, man, you know, I'm okay, man. You know, like I'm all right, you know, because brothers could walk, you know, brothers got, you know, got their health for the most part. There's some brothers don't got their health. You be like, God damn, like, I'm glad I ain't going through that. You know what I mean? Then you see other people fucked up. You see car accidents and different things. You're like, oh man, please, Lord. You see people rolling in a wheelchair. They don't even got an electric wheelchair. They got a rolling shit you beg for money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, damn, Lord,
People
please don't let that. Well, I know I say that. Please don't let that be. or like kill me first. Don't like have me here like that. Then I might just say the Psalms 121, like out loud, like to myself, because like the Lord is like plentiful. Cause like people don't think they got plenty, but when you look around, you like, yo, like damn, like it was a wise saying. A man complained about what kind of shoes he had, not about having shoes. Motherfucker complained about what kind of shoes he had until he met a man with no feet.
Mm.
So he met a man with no feet that was happy. Like, yo, this motherfucker ain't even got no feet, and he happy. And I'm complaining about not having shoes. I'm complaining about what kind of shoes I'm putting on my feet. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the Lord is plentiful, man. And what he said, in the last days, my servant shall eat. So the Lord is abundant. So when you really look around, you're like, yo, man, my situation is really not. Because you sometimes, you fear, the elder Bakar brought this up, false evidence appearing real. So a lot of times your fears don't even be shit that's really real. And it says fear only exists in one place, and that's inside your head, right? So, like a lot of fears, and there was another word I said, not to quote things outside the scriptures, but a lot of these things tie into the scripture. Because all wisdom belongs to the Lord, whether it's halfway, 90%, depending on how you apply it. But it says, out of all the biggest liars in the world, the biggest liar is our own fears. Sometimes the biggest liar can be our own fears. Meaning, like, yo, you think this bitch lied to you, like that. The shit Satan sells you, because that's what it boils down to. The shit Satan sells you inside your head be the biggest lie that was ever told. You know what I mean? So, how about Shimmy Shotgun, brothers is plentiful. I don't know what brothers going through personal, but like I know, like through the spirit of the Lord, I don't know how brothers count their blessings. Brothers is plentiful, and He chosen the poor as well, rich in faith. So brothers is plentiful. Brothers got options, and brother, I could do this, I could do that, I could go back here, I could go over here, I could eat this. I don't want that. I could eat this, I could eat that. Man, I meet people that's like fucking starving. I drop motherfucker off the dollar and like, man, this is my first meal in 3 days. I'm like, what? I had to praise the Lord, like, the wife you have about cigar shop. I've been picking, turning shit down, eating, picking shit, throwing shit away. Like, for like the last 3 months. And this brother talk about something, this is first meal in 3 days. Like, he was just like, you know what I mean? Cause I was fucking with him, like, oh man, you got Domino's, man, all these boxes of pizza, you living life, man. I'm jealous. Yeah, this fucking with Jay. You like, nah, man. You get that sad, drowsy look. Like, nah. Believe it or not, like this is my like first meal, like within the last 3 days. I just been drinking a lot of water. So I'm like, damn. So the Lord is plentiful and graceful. Not towards everybody, towards his elect. Because right now, this is time of the 2/3 suffering. Even when Jake started to suffer in the time of the elect in Jacob's trouble, we're going to start to call on his name, and he's going to, through his son Yahushua, and he's going to deliver us up out of it. But even in his introduction into Jacob's trouble, like, brother's good. I don't know. Brothers be like looking at like other shit, but if you really look at like and compare your shit to what the world is going through, like, yo, the Lord got us for real.
Our precept.
Kind.
Continuing on Psalms 103, verse 9 in the NLT, He will not constantly accuse us, nor remain angry forever. Forever.
Yeah, and so how the fuck you gonna burn in hell forever? You know what I mean? That's a straight cut on that, because we talking about that. Yeah. So Yo, even the other nation, Esau gonna be exterminated. That's mercy. He ain't gonna let the Israelites beat the. You just fucking reincarnated and get beat the shit out of forever. Even Amalek gonna have mercy if you want to dig deep. As far as your flesh being tormented. So like, yo, the Lord is a merciful God. So like that hell shit don't even brother switching the hell doctrine. I mean, out of all the things to switch to that's controversial and true, you want to switch to that?
Yeah,
Bro,
we
like,
already in
it's
there.
something else.
Come, we in hell now.
Like take another breakdown. And I might not even argue with you on it. I'm like, all right, what's going on? That's prophecy. But it's like, yo, you pick hell? Come on, man. But that's that. That made me think you sold out to the Rosicrucians.
Hey,
That's
but
that Roman Catholic
yeah,
shit.
what was going to say? The Lord will choose your delusions, huh? He gave you
I
a delusion of hell.
Yeah, I mean, really to go deep, I rather you really say like, yo, I think his name was Yahweh instead of Yahweh or Jeshaya or some shit like that.
But
You
yeah,
know?
man, we in hell now. This hella situation that we in, and we seeing the earth transitioning to a new power, a new rule. You starting to see the Deuteronomy 30:7 being put on our enemies. I don't know how it is in other cities, but I know here in VA and DC, you start to see a whole lot more homeless or just Edomites out of it. Even other heathen nations out here with signs begging. That's something you would see normally our people doing in these cities. But that's that transition of power. That's that coming into a new rule. You got something, bro?
Yeah, after you're done. After.
No, I'm done.
Oh, okay. Nah, this is just a short precept I want to bring out since y'all mentioned about the Lord giving second chances. This is Sirach chapter 4, verse 20. It says, observe the opportunity and beware of evil. So
And
basically,
that's hey
huh?
man, observe the opportunity. But guess what? You gotta be looking, you gotta be on the look for it. Because the Lord is always, it's a precept. I mean, the written is that the Lord will put you in a situation, where there's no way out. Hey, that's why people like power so much. The first power with James St. Patrick, because he always found a way to, wiggle up out of something. And really, that's the Lord, though. Because it's like, yo, because some people like, yo, I'm in this situation. Like, fuck! You know what I mean? And then the depression sinks in. But you're like, nah, it's the way out of this shit. How can I deal with this shit? What's the wisest thing to do? So read that again from the top.
Gotcha. Sirach chapter 4, verse 20. Observe the opportunity and beware of evil.
Yeah, and you gotta observe it. Go into that word observe in the blue letter.
Oh no, this is Sirach.
Oh, God.
But still, pull it up on the website and go into some synonyms on observe. Because I'm telling you, some meat on it. Because certain opportunities, well, so-called opportunities could be from Satan, right? So that's why the Lord said, observe it. Like you gotta watch. Being in this truth, you gotta learn to watch shit. Like a lot of times things don't give you the answer right then and there. Sometimes you gotta sit back and watch shit. And then the answer come later, like from you just watching. You know what I mean? But observe the opportunity. You know what I mean? And then you can make a judgment. And one thing about Jake, they so impulsive, right? And that's a bad thing, especially as a man to be impulsive. Like being like you just got off of like what just happened. You gotta give shit thought. You gotta give shit time. You gotta sit back. You gotta humble down, and you just gotta watch and observe shit.
I got a quick definition of the Merriam for observe.
Right.
To watch carefully, especially with attention to details or behavior for the purpose of arriving at a judgment.
Woo! That was is heavy. You gotta bring that back and slow it down.
I know, go ahead.
That was like too much. Really? To say so fast. It's I'm going with it, but that's just the Lord. I'm trying to grab all of you off the phone.
It says to watch carefully.
Yeah, you gotta watch carefully, meaning like, look, just because you got something called, I hate this part of Satan, but it's true. It's great wisdom, but you got something called selective honesty, right? So under selective honesty is like, yo, I'm being honest, but really I'm being deceptive, but it's selective. It's not a natural honesty. So it says you gotta observe.
You want the rest of the definition?
Yeah. But you gotta carefully watch. Meaning like carefully watch. Meaning like just cause yo, you got real serpents out here that will show you something through their actions, but you like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do this thing, and they manipulate you. Women do that shit a lot. Women do that shit a lot. They might do certain things, but oh, man, like, she good. Nah, everything good. She about to burn you, but they know how to play with images. They know how to play with like they know how to like sell you something. You know, it's like niggas selling fake jewelry. So, but that's why the Lord is beautiful because He put us up on game on everything. But bring that back.
It says to watch carefully, especially with attention to details.
Attention to details, right? Yeah, when you get into details, it's like, yo, we all got black Benzes. There's 10 of us. We all bought black Benzes. But my shit got a white stripe on the side, a 2-inch white stripe on the side. That's how you know it's me. You know what I mean? Or we all are identical twins. We triplets, identical twins. You're like, yo, how you tell me apart? Well, when it comes to me, I got 2 gray hairs on the side of my left ear. That's what you call detail. Mm-hmm. Right? So now when you playing like tapping into like, watching, you gotta deal with like when you dealing with shit you could be deceived on and dealing with shit that could possibly pertain to Satan or the left hand side, you gotta carefully watch.
Hey, that's what we're doing upon our post, carefully watching, observing the prophecies as they unfold, because we know we nearing the return of Yahweh Shah. That's that attention to details.
Yeah, you gotta pay attention to details. If you don't deal with details and you're dealing with a trained serpent, they're gonna burn you. Mm-hmm. They're gonna burn you. They're gonna get you every time because you're just looking at surface level shit. You're not dealing with specific detail.
Right, because Satan is a roaring lion seeking who he may devour. So if you ain't paying to the details, you won't get caught up by whatever snare he send your way. Like you mentioned, women, children.
I like to use Eve a lot because Eve would try to act like she's not a good, right?
Right?
Yeah. But I know, they sell you certain images, but then they do certain, watch them carefully detail. You're like, yo, this bitch ain't right. Because you don't watch like certain shit they say and you don't link it up to certain things they do. Then you'll watch certain things, how they move and shit. Like, yo, this bitch is demon. But and those the worst demons, the one that's that could like pretend or throw off a facade, some type of facade or
smoke screen.
Some type of smoke screen.
It says, or behavior for the purpose of arriving at a judgment.
Yeah. You got something, Shalom?
No.
All right, good.
I think I had something. Just really being, I mentioned being sober, being vigilant, because our adversary, the devil, seeking whom he may devour. Like, And this the time, like we coming up on the Passover as well. We coming into the end of Esau's so-called New Year, but we coming to the Passover, and that's when a lot of sifting begins anyway. You see, like certain brothers, like you mentioned, go resorting to teaching other doctrines. Like that's a heavy demon around this time of year. But this time, the time that we in as far as prophecy, to go off into another doctrine, you see everything going down now. It's just like, yo, it's amazing. And it makes you what? It makes you give you more fear of the Lord. You know? Psalms 51. Was it take not thy Holy Spirit from me? You know? You want to be still on track to, being focused on your salvation and not even letting yourself take you out of the
it was crazy, like, yeah. I know brothers that fell out. And the Lord possibly can have mercy. I'm not but I know brothers that fell out for years, like 10 years, maybe 7. They've been going for like 7 years. 2014, 9 or 10 years they've been going. But their doctrine ain't changed. Like they've been doing worldly shit, smoking weed and all that. But the doctrine that was taught, if you ask them, they're like, nah, you ain't gonna hell, nigga. But then you got brothers that been dealing that recently fell out with fucked up doctrine. You know what I'm saying? And the doctrine is like an arrow shot ultimate. Scriptures tell you that. John. Well, I just find that fascinating, dealing with detail. Like, with those details. I find that fascinating that how, like, these brothers, like, fell out, smoking weed, doing shit. They don't be like, his name is Yahweh, this and that. But these dudes have been rocking out all this time. They changed the name. Like, that's how the truth is, like, scary in a sense of, like, it's not like a thing of, like, time. Oh, you fell out for 10 years. And the Lord can still have mercy on you. You're like, oh, this brother been rocking out. He just recently fell out. But, like, he done switched up, changed up. Like, he done, like, changed hella shit. I know brothers that felt, nah, the world still, they'll tell you, the world still ending, the nuke's still coming. I know your house shot, your house shot. That's the name. Ain't no hell, they'll tell you. But they be like, yo, I know I'm fucked up, and I'm not teaching no more. But maybe I could get back to that. I don't know. I got the carnal habits I'm developing, and may the Lord have mercy. They might tell me, thank you for teaching me and, or having love and support to me for the time that, I've been dealing. Even now, because them brothers, because they sincere, right? So, like, brothers that's transparent and sincere, I still got, like, a tendency to reach out to, you know what I mean? And just check on them, you know what I mean? Because the Lord said what? Blessed is the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. So, but it's funny, the dudes that been rocking out, yeah, they'll fall out and change like hella shit. The name, this and that, this and that. So that, hey man, the Lord is like, you gotta be careful in this thing. And it's not like based off of your own carnal mind. Because people are like, oh well, based upon this and that, he gotta be this or he gotta be that. Or he so and such is doing this and that. So it's not based off of your own understanding, Well, you gotta understand it.
Yeah, so my God, hey, so like we see the transition going, this current world and the state of the Zen is getting what? Can't really see it getting any worse, we at the height of all wickedness, we seeing them make statements in the media like they're coming for your kids, man. This is that way he letting up, man. He covering all aspects when it comes to using his blessing and spreading his wickedness, But I got a quick precept because of the transition that's going on. It says in 1 Corinthians 7, in 31, and I'm going to read it in the NLT, because it says, those who use the things of the world should not become attached to them. For this world as we know it will soon pass away. And it's not that understanding that we grew up thinking the world was going to blow up like on Star Wars or some shit. It's just going to go from one rule to the next. We're coming into the rule of the cosmos. Then that's the word, the Greek word used to describe Israel. The rule of Israel is coming, man. So everything, the fashion, everything that's, the spirit of it, the way these people are who ruling is all transition, it's passing. It's coming into a new age. So, you know, um, gone.
Bring that precept back, folks.
Back in 1 Corinthians 7:31. Those who use the things of the world should not become attached to them. For this world as we know it will soon pass away.
Right, and that's heavy because how do you not become attached to things in this world? By having a greater goal, right? Like, I got a family member. This nigga was tripping his whole life, but he met a woman. Now this nigga bumping gospel music. He going to church. So in my mind, I'm like, how the fuck? I thought he never said he stopped tripping, but I'm like, how could you? You used to say this shit give you a headache and shit like that. But I draw the conclusion when men don't have bigger goals outside of like a woman, that becomes their everything. That becomes their world. So it's the same thing with the truth, right? We deal with the carnal things in this world, but for you not to become attached to it, you gotta set a higher goal or a plan that's bigger than that. Like niggas that's like millionaires in business, man. I ain't got time to chill with you. I got shit to do. Why? Because they got bigger things. So the same thing with truth. It's like, yo, we set our goals ultimately on the kingdom. So anything that falls under that get prioritized, right? You like, man, yeah, I do this and I'm gonna use this to get by with this situation and that. But at the end of the day, like, man, fuck. I mean, the ultimate goal is the kingdom. As long as I'm still aiming towards that, Lord willing, I'm still winning. You know what I mean? And that's what mess a lot of people up. That they don't have no higher goal, right? And their higher goal is like carnal shit and bullshit of this world. So they easily become attached to it because they have nothing bigger to prioritize.
This Colossians 3:1. If ye be risen with Hamashiach, seek those things which are above, where Hamashiach sitteth on the right hand of Yahweh. Set your affections on things above, not on things on the earth.
Right. That's what you are passionate about, right? Your affections. Because, like, one thing with me, it's called like an emotional investment. And Eve noticed. You deal with a high level Eve. I even saw one do it on like a YouTube short. He said the goal is to get a man emotionally invested. Once he invests into you emotionally and got feelings involved, basically you got him. And you could just take it from there. But you need for him not money, because he's like, well, I'll spend $1,000 on this bitch. But she was breaking down like you need him to put his feelings and things he care about into. And once he do that, he's basically a set up. Like you could like literally destroy him if you choose to. And like this, either like maybe Italian type chick is breaking this down. I'm looking at it. I'm mad that she said it in the opposite gender. I'm like, damn, that's some real shit, though. But set your affections. And when you go into the word affection, because when you go Shalom,
Mhm.
uh, some synonym. Let's go into that word affection, right? Because it's like affection, like what is it talking? But so we want to tap into it, get some other translations and so see what it says. Look,
I got it.
let's
It's,
pull some more meat off of this bone. Tap into the word affection, brother.
it says affection. It says a gentle feeling of fondness, liking, and the synonyms say fondness, love, liking, endearment, feeling.
Healing. That's all dealing with what? Feeling. Right? So I mean it's spiritual too, but like you like attached to something. That's why you don't want to hey, the movie Heat, which was a great movie, Robert De Niro and Albertina, which I believe are both two Jakes, you know, hands down, you know, brothers whatever. But he said never set your affection on anything too much where you can't walk out at only 30 seconds and you feel a heat coming around the corner, right? So you gotta watch what you get emotionally attached to, right? Even with the truth, right? Some brothers get emotionally attached to brothers and not the Lord, right? So now when brothers let you down or brothers do this and that, you actually question the truth, right? And you be like, man, fuck this shit. This ain't truth. Brothers wouldn't do this. Brothers wouldn't do that. But Paul said we stuck with your house shot. He started naming things. But one of the things is false breath. So the main thing is to keep your eyes on your house shot and the things he promised and the word of the Lord. You stay grounded in that. That way you will never lose. But a lot of brothers put their affections on like mortal men. So when the mortal men betray you or upset you or do certain things, your spirit breaks. Because of course you want to tax it to your house child. We in this flesh. And we all met each other through your house child, but sometimes the spirit get broken to the point where you don't want to fight no more for the truth or for what's right, even though what you know is right. That's the effect. That's something else. All right.
Quick precept for you. Oh no, go ahead. My bad. I can bring it out after you do your thing.
It says sentiment, tenderness, warmth, devotion.
Right? Meaning like you kind of like tender towards something. You know, because we men. You know what I'm saying? So as men, you know, when we get into the carnal aspects of how we was born to create, find a woman, fuck, make kids, teach them to make them a better generation than what we was, right? Because we only could get so close to your house side, these carnal bodies, which for a lot of it, I'm gonna dump everything into my kid, and we gonna be great, and we gonna come closer to the Lord as a people. Even once I die off, He's gonna be a further extension of me. That's the objective. That's the plan. Find a woman, make, create. That's why your dick get harder than more. That's why a dick can't stop from fucking. Because that was like, be fruitful and multiply. But the elect got to use the spirit to override our natural carnal desire. That shit is hard because this is what we were naturally carnally desired to do when you really check it out. So now you got to tap into the spirit and override it. Bring that small part back.
It also has so I'll read them again. It says sentiment, tenderness, warmth, devotion,
Devotion. You devoted, right? You become devoted to like the job or like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. You know what I mean? And to keep it funky with you, us as men, you gotta, have some type of carnal plan on this side. I tell brothers have a plan B. Like, don't just have like, if you can help it, don't just have like one source of income on this side. But the ultimate income is the faith in your shop. Because she gonna hold us down anyway. But you become devoted to certain things, right? Just being your natural nature as a man, you become devoted. Read on.
It says another one, attachment.
Yeah, you become attached to things. Even if you don't want to be attached, right? Because if you spend enough time with something, or say like I don't like sports like that, especially football, because the way like people worship it. Like I don't really fuck with sports. But say if I spent time with say if I started watching this how the flesh is, right? And that's why you gotta always tap into the spirit to override the flesh. Say if I started watching football more and more and going to the games and start holding the conversation, which I do very seldomly, but it's just for my own benefit for the most part, especially with strangers. I'm a gradually through the flesh because time is an investment, because time is something your life is consist of. You only got, the Lord said, what, 80 and 10 by the most for 4? And that's just universal. He's not talking about if he cut your shit short. Like, man, you only going to live at 37. What you talking about? You're like, oh shit. Like, what about 10? He like, no, that was just in general, but your shit is cut short. But little do you know, you want Super Bowl time. But you living like you about to go to 70 or 80 and some shit. You know what I'm saying? But time is an investment. So the more time you spend on something, and this is why we all got it, because we in this flesh, but this is how the flesh works. The more time you spend on something, the more time you spend with something, the more you consume it. And then when you consume, that's what the saying comes, you are what you eat. But it's different ways to consume things. You could consume things mentally, and you could consume things emotionally, and you could consume things physically. Like you consume pork, you start looking like a pig. Your body and all that shit. You take on, like even with Gad, they used to eat the heart. If they had heart problems, they used to grab a heart of a healthy animal and eat it raw. Because they consume it and their heart problems eventually get fixed. A clean animal though, they eat it raw and their heart problems get fixed. Because you are what you eat, you are what you consume. So the more time you spend with something, the more time, and that's why you want to spend time with the Lord. If not a lot of time off air, over the years, gradually, you want to invest into the Lord because the more time you spend with the Lord, the more videos you watch, the more videos you do, the more fellowship of brotherhood you have, the more invested you become into the Lord. So when it comes down to it, yo, should I leave the truth? Should I fall out? You Now the Lord can still push you out, but on a carnal tip, you're like, damn man, I've been doing X, Y, Z. I did all this and that. If I did that, that'd be all for nothing. And that is like weigh you down and weigh you down. So that affection, that investment. But you gotta remember, it's not just emotion. Sometimes time could be an investment. Things you spend time with, you could become attached to. And guess what? Even if you don't want to become attached to it, you will still become attached to it because you were the flesh. But that's it on that show one?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
God precept, it's Matthew 6:21. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So whatever you set your mind on is your treasure. That's where your mind gonna constantly be. Our mind, we have Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shem Shah there with us. So we can indulge in certain things that people of the world do without being attached to it. But you got to watch it. You got to have temperance. You got to know when to walk away from certain things and know when you're doing it a little too much, right? So right now in this world, people doing a little bit too much sinning. You know, they being a little too undisciplined. So now we coming to where the Lord is ready, take it out, man, and start taking out a lot more people. 2024, you might see a lot more horrible judgments of the Lord take place because, the Lord is pretty much getting fed up with the bullshit,
You kind of just want to amplify the point. You said too much, and which people shouldn't sin at all.
Right.
Which the brother really meant would be taking advantage of the grace they got based upon these things.
Was it wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth?
Yeah, kind of. So Jake shouldn't sin at all, but taking advantage of the grace that was based upon us. Because that's the churches use that.
Right.
Like we can sin, but we got grace. Now, don't sin at all. And be grateful of the grace. If you do fuck up and jump back on the board. But you got something, Shalom?
Yeah, hold on. Just to edify the point, hold on, I'm looking for it. I got it. Hold up. Give me a second. Yeah, I'm hit the point. This is Sirach chapter 17 and 25. It says, return unto the Lord and forsake thy sins. Make thy prayer before his face and offend less.
Yeah, you want to offend less. The Lord and brother. But guess what? The Lord said what? If you offend one of these little ones, you best off going deep sea diving with a fucking block, basically. So, because what the Alshon say, if you do it to one of them, you do it to me. So it's two sides of it's two areas of the truth. He said what? The two greatest commandments: love the Lord with all thy heart and love thy brother as thyself. So you got commandments that deals with doing right by the Lord. You got commandments of doing right by the brother. So I'll bring that last part back.
Yeah, I'll read it again.
See, because the Lord is so intricate, like every word or certain words got so much meat on it. Well, I'll bring it back, Bible shot.
Sirach chapter 17 and 25. Return unto the Lord and forsake thy sins. Make thy prayer before his face and offend less.
Yeah, make that prayer before his face and offend less. So he ain't say what? Stop offending. But check how merciful the Lord is, though.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, he didn't say stop doing it. He said, yo, just gradually, one of the brothers, I ain't gonna mention this, he used to smoke black and mild, probably still do, and bud. Love the brother to death. I used to call him, but shit got, they switch. I don't call him as often as that. But it was one time in my life I used to call him every day and be like, how much you smoke today? All right, you got, I think he was smoking like a pack of black and mild. It's 5 in a pack. He'd go down to 3. I'd be like, all right, man. How many? You're like, I only smoked 3 today. I would rejoice. Like, okay, just 3, okay, great. Because a lot of things is based on stats, right? It's a wise saying, the journey of 1,000 miles begin with a single step, right? And it's another wise saying, don't focus on the whole staircase, focus on the step that's ahead of you, right? Because the whole staircase could be a lot to assume. But the step that's ahead of you is like, all right, let me just climb up on here, get up on here. That's a challenge. And then let me focus on the next step, right? So the Lord know, like, yo, offend less, right? So you want to observe yourself. When it comes to the Lord and brothers, you want to observe yourself and you want to watch on your offenses till you offend less, till you come into the mercy of the Lord, because you don't want to have like high offenses, you know, and the Lord, judge you based upon the Lord wages of sin is death. So you don't want your sins to pile up on that note. But that's it on that.
Yeah.
You got something? Let's try to get it.
Con, and the brother Yahshua just came.
Yeah.
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 Nah, yeah. Shalom.
What's up, Rocket again?
Shalom.
Hey, Shalom. Yeah, so
I just had to get myself together. Just want to plug my phone up, make sure I got a charge here.
yeah, man, that's all good. Just glad to have you here. Brother's been rocking out for a minute. Well, I don't know. We ain't gonna close out exactly right. Brother's just searching for the next vibe. But I wanted to touch on this year could be a heavy year, based on this period, based on the whole election thing. Because a lot of these it's basically the new world versus the old world. You know what I mean? And really, the new world is the West, and the old world is the East. Hey, Shalom, grab that and is that Jeremiah 6:16, seek ye the old path? Like this shit been called the new world since George Washington. Hey, that old Sons of Man shit. Ain't nothing new about the world order. It been coined since they put George Washington on the quarter. Now, maybe this been the new world before they burned down over here on Gad. But the new world order hasn't been like established because this place was set up to go into destruction and to be destroyed. You know? You got that? You got that, Salomon?
Yeah, I got you. This is Jeremiah 6:16. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the way. Stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths."
Yeah, you gotta stand in the ways of what? The scriptures. Because a lot of times, especially with this world, you're like, man, if I apply the scriptures, like shit ain't gonna turn out too good for me. But that's based on your own understanding. Like you can't not go wrong with truth in the way truth is designed. But with this fucked up world, the truth benefits you in the long run. See, now in this, like a lot of like drug dealer niggas, right? They were like, oh man, yeah, like, if I was to do this, I need money now. So in their mind, like that short term shit, like we want to marathon. See, in this fucked up world, see, Satan always fuck you in the end. He always fuck niggas in the end.
Right.
But a lot of times people see they deal with short-term shit, and short-term shit is not good, especially as a man. Because as a man, you're supposed to be a visionary. You're supposed to be able to see some type of way into the future. I don't give a fuck if it's 5 months, 5 years, or 5 decades. You're supposed to be able to have some type of vision to you. But dealing with that, women deal impulsively. Like kids, I want this money, I want it now. You know what I mean? Fuck that impulsive shit is Satan. Because
what they call it in the streets is brothers be like, man, I ain't with that slow burn, like that slow money. But in this truth, it's that slow burn. We gotta be patient. We gotta wait. We gotta endure.
Yeah. Hey, it's a wise saying. It says the obstacle is the way. Meaning, like, Your hardships is your hardships is your blessing, dummy. The shit you looking at for comfort is not your blessing. It's another one that I'll be looking at a lot of stolen points lately. It says a paved road is easy to walk, but nothing grows there. Right? Because if you're walking on natural earth, you're going to trip over stumps and all that, but you're going to get apple trees, plum trees, fig trees, but it's a rough terrain. But with a paved road, you got a smooth ass road. You driving out, you can go from here to fucking Texas in fucking 20 hours. Right?
Right.
But it's a smooth road, no flats, nothing, but nothing grows there. So that whole comfort zone shit, this and that, but that's what Jake got in their mind. They never able to look at things long term. And
right.
bless me, when I was a lawmaker selling crack to Irvington. Now I got you, bro. The Lord blessed me. I don't know. I was 17, bro. I looked at all the old heads that was coming back on the block and shit like that. I'm like, man, all y'all niggas fucked up. Ain't none of y'all niggas is like all y'all niggas like. I'm like, man, I ain't fucking with this shit in our bounce. I got my GED. I never looked back because but everybody deal with shit short term, and that's how I say it. Fuck you. I'm gonna give you a little something right now. You gonna sell your soul? I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna do this and that. Esau do the same thing. AHMATH with these record deals and all that. But when it's all said and done, nigga, you gonna get burned at the end of the day. 20 years, 30 years, death penalty, all that shit. I'm gonna smoke.
Hey, just like them demons ain't gonna answer anymore. You know, when it comes to that witchcraft, that's gonna come to an end. When Yahweh shall return, you know what I mean? And them devils putting up prayers, you know what I mean? It ain't gonna be answered. You know, and going back to what you were saying about the road, it makes sense because when you're dealing with natural terrain, you know, which is better for your body, you know what I mean, to be walking on as opposed to a paved road. The paved road, you're gonna get there swiftly. You know, you're gonna get there quicker, but at the same time, you know, the terrain is gonna allow you to strengthen yourself, climbing over those rocks and those boulders. You know, it's gonna toughen your skin. You know, going against the bushes and the thorns. You know what I mean?
Right. Hey, the same way this spiritual demon Satan, he about to stop answering the left hand. You know, the people who are in rule now. Because, you know, and the Lord is working through Satan, through them, you know, and they think they, you know, when they pray, you know, he got these people in these different avenues of life for entertainment or whatever. And, you know, they use the left hand to get ahead. It's pretty soon that's about to stop answering. But I got to quick this Psalms 34 and 17, the righteous cry, and the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shah, heareth and delivereth them out of all their troubles. So, you know, that's something that the left hand ain't got, which is Yahweh Shem Shah working with a righteous, you know. And that's why a lot of 2/3 of Israel going to die in the time to come. Because they ain't being mentally, prepared. We brought that definition out earlier. They ain't preparing themselves for what 2024 may bring. You know,
they celebrate. They are celebrating right now as we speak. They celebrate.
Yeah, they gearing up for the later. We getting closer to 12 o'clock. You know, some of them probably already drunk out their mind once the clock hit. You know, them demons going to kick in even more, and then that's when the body's going to start dropping. And the Lord may put a demon of vengeance out here tonight.
Yeah, they got started early.
You know what I'm saying? Because he said, Tupac said, revenge is like the sweetest joy next to getting pussy. Yeah. And he was kind of right, but vengeance is of the Lord, right? Give me Sirach 28:1. Shalom. Shalom. You got the bad time up?
No, I get it.
Yeah, give me Sirach 28:1. Because to take revenge, like when somebody wronged you as a man, you kind of like, as the man, you kind of like, yo, man, like I can't let that shit ride. Just like that Minister Society shit. It's just like, and Kane said it. He was like, yo, I thought smoking them niggas that killed my cousin made me feel better. But actually, I didn't feel nothing. And that was them demons playing on him because he like, yo, when it was time to take vengeance, I thought like that would suffice me. But when I actually took the vengeance, the demons left from off of me and I just felt empty inside. You know what I'm saying? Because, so read that.
This Sirach, Ecclesiastes 28:1. He that revengeth shall find vengeance from the Lord.
Yeah, so you can't take, like, if you try to take vengeance, even Esau got that on his book. If you slap down legally and niggas come and do something to you and you fire back, it's cool. But if they leave and you go track them back down and do something, you could get, they can hang you for that. Because now it's not self-defense, it's more premeditated. Yeah, it's a
right, but that's why the Lord, he made a difference between killing and murdering. We got to kill to eat, but murdering is killing without just cause.
Yeah,
right.
Premeditation.
Right.
Or some murders can be not premeditated. It just you acting off instinct like a damn animal.
Right. Impulsive. Right.
Right.
Feminine.
Yeah, and that's what you don't want to do. But I'm tying that into the point where a lot of chicks out here, they like, yo, these niggas think they about to bring in a new year. Mm-hmm. We're gonna drop a body from their crew at 10 o'clock. So by the time they go to the hospital and find out this nigga dead, by the time the new year coming, it'll be a depressing ass new year every year for these niggas. And some Jakes feel like that. You know what I mean? Where all they can focus on is getting vengeance based upon whatever loved one passed or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And they think it's like, yo, I wanna catch my enemy slipping. And I ain't promoting this, but like, what better time is it than right now? You know what I'm saying? But like, motherfuckers is drunk out of their mind, they partying, talking about I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this and do that. They focus on pussy and shit like that. We about to go through this, scope that shit out, wait for one of them niggas walk in the back alley to take a piss, and we gonna light his ass up and fuck the whole New Year's up.
And that's what the Lord doing on the other hand. Yeah. He's going to pick up on people when they least expect it.
Somebody done drop the location on social media somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's what's going down a lot tonight. And all these cities, especially down here in Baltimore, because right now Baltimore is number 2 in homicides throughout the country. But not saying, a lot of shootings and murders going down here, but that particular case, I wouldn't say is going down here. But it's all the spirit of Satan, though. No matter, like, Satan is Satan. No matter if you're in LA, Compton, demons is demons. And once you get familiar with these demons to a degree, you'll be like, yo, no matter where I'm at in the earth, I've seen this spirit before, right? So you know how to deal with it, because spirits are reincarnated. Right? And after a while of dealing with the Lord and dealing with the truth and dealing with people, you be like, yo, I know what type person you is. Or sometimes people like, yo, you remind me of my man. You remind me of my man. He be like, yo, so and such. Like, nah, I never ever been to that state. He be like, yo, why the fuck? Because spirits is like reincarnated and they act the same. And after a while from them like repeating themselves and you dealing and interacting with people, the shit get played out and you get an upper hand on Satan on how to merge and interact with people. Like, yo, bro, don't argue with him. If you argue with him, he gonna want to turn up. And he be like, yo, what you talking about? You about to chill, bro. I'm telling you, don't argue with him. And he be like, yo, because I've seen that type of spirit before. And the more you argue with him, the more carnal he gonna get. So you know what, bro? We're gonna be out. We're gonna just dip and this and that. But don't go word for word with him. Like, bro, what you talking about? We just chilling. No, I'm telling you, bro, don't go word for word with him, because that's gonna ignite his war demons. And that's how you learn spirits. And that's the beauty of being in the Lord. You get an upper hand on Satan.
God, if I could add to you to your point, it's a saying where it say don't wrestle with a pig, because he'll get you dirty and get himself dirty, and he'll like it.
Yeah.
But that's why we got to move in wisdom out here and with all these spirits, because they were created for vengeance. They're getting ready to get loose. And I just wanted to bring out Ephesians chapter 5, starting at 15 and going into 16 also. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, redeeming the time, because the days are evil.
God, hey, circumspect. Know aware of everything that's around you, your surroundings, physically, or just being aware of everything that's around you, according to what's going on in the world. You can't just follow that multitude to do evil. You gotta realize that the Lord sent out prophets. He's sending out warnings. He got certain things happening in the world that letting you know that he on his way back. Every year around this time we say, Lord willing, this is the last year here in Babylon. And we want to say it yet again, Lord willing, this is the last year here in Babylon. And the way we see prophecies, this could be it, man. It could escalate even further in 2024. And Lord willing, we out of here by the end of it, or tomorrow. But we know certain prophecies got to take place, so we got to be patient. We got to continue to suffer through it all and endure.
And we got to think too, and I know y'all brothers on this night, y'all is gonna resonate with y'all also, but not that we partaking or supporting, but while they over here in the West, and they're celebrating, and you have these concuss explosions that are fireworks for celebratory manners over there in the East. Those concuss explosions are death. It's totally different, opposite sides of the spectrum.
Yeah. Con. You had some Shalom. Con.
So I want just a little etymology on circumspect, just for edification sake. It's a compound word, meaning like two words chopped and had to make one. So circle come from the word circle. Like, if you look at a circle, it pertains all angles. But Esau say 360 degrees. Like, you be like, your circle, that's all aspects. And spec come from the word to spectate. Like, you be like, yo, one of my mans from the word used to be like, no spectators. Meaning, if something go down amongst us, you can't sit back and watch. Like, there's no spectators. Oh, the Lord said you have become a spectacle. And I think that's in like Hebrews or one of them. You have become a spectacle, meaning like through this word, everybody is watching you, everybody is listening to you, everybody is viewing you through the unicorn as far as the word dropping. So circumspect pertaining to all things that surround you, meaning you watching everything. But that word runs so deep, meaning like you're not just watching everything physically, you watching everything spiritually too and mentally. Like what was said, this and that. Like you super like to be circumspect means like, yo, you gotta be on point. Like, yo, what was the last white? It's not just like, yo, what was the last white car that drove through here? Oh, it was an Acura, like a 95 Acura. I mean, that's called circumspect. You gotta be circumspect all around. And because the scriptures use that word a lot. Or enough. But a lot of people never really dig into the meaning of it. It means like, yo, it's just to completely watch everything. And really, that goes back into faith and mercy. Because to think about it, like, can you really completely, really watch everything? Like, no, like, you can't. You can't really do that. There's gonna be some shit you're gonna miss because we in this flesh. But to the best of your ability, like, completely watch everything.
Yeah, I think like an example for being spiritual circumspect. I had somebody not too long ago kind of approach me. They was around me, and I kind of like kept my distance. And I guess maybe I was mysterious to them, or they was curious enough to where they saw an opportunity to kind of like etch their way in and act like they had a concern for me. But the whole time, I I kind of felt that it wasn't genuine, and I knew it wasn't genuine. But I still let this person in, and a couple months later, they end up kicking my back in. But that let me know that I should have listened to the spirit. I should have listened to the spirit. It was my fault, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it just really wrong because listening to the spirit, because we in this truth, well, for the long haul, right? So listen to the spirit, you're not going to hear. So it's just like a kid, like, you get burned. All right, next time you're going, you know what I mean? It's just about paying attention more. Then when you learn to trust the spirit, right, you're going to do things the spirit say, and you're going to come out on top. You're like, oh shit, see, I listen to the spirit. You're going to feel good. You know what I mean? So it's just all about trust. But see, being in these form of flesh, a lot of times, see, that's why it's good to know the word and it's good to have experience. A lot of times, because brothers say, listen to the spirit, right? Not just you, brother spirit, even me. The spirit, the spirit is like what spirit? And that's why it's hard to listen to it because you're like, yo, is this of Satan or of the Lord, right? Because the scriptures talk about suffering righteously. Uh, could you pull it up, somehow? Suffer righteously? Because listen, we all catch hell, but you gotta be on point. Like, yo, am I catching hell because I'm going off, or am I catching hell on some Job shit, right? Because that's two different things. Because we all catch hell. But a lot of times, that's why you got to be on yourself. You got to know how the Lord is, and you can still come up with the wrong conclusion after all of this. On yourself, how the Lord dealing with you, you know your walk, you know your life, all of that. But you got to still have pray that the Lord give you the spirit of discernment in the name of Yahweh Shai, that you're not, because it's the spirit, and we not, the spirit don't have a voice. Like, as soon as you jump in, I'm like, oh, that's the brother, that's the one, right? Brother, if the bar came in right now, like, oh, the bar, I ain't got to see him, like, his voice, I just know his voice. Right? If somebody trying to fake one of y'all voices, I'm like, man, I wish some of y'all had some of y'all. You know what I mean? Because I know the voice. So it's the same thing with circumspect, right? The Lord said, my sheep hear my voice. So, but it's not like an actual voice like you can physically identify with. You identify with that voice and really through experience and through trusting it. But guess what? You're going to sometimes mistake in that voice, and it's going to actually be Satan. And you're going to get burned. You're going to get burned. But you get back up, you dust yourself off, and you learn through experience. And because really, if we need the voice that much, we have spiritual power. You know, man, this person about to say this person about to say that. I'm going to say no, this and that. I'm going to come out on top. So you would, until we actually on that level, we really never going to have to really know that voice that much. But the more you trust in the Lord, even if it wasn't the voice, the more experience you get, and the better you become at it as far as hearing them voice of
It's 1 Peter 3:14. But and if ye suffer for righteousness' sake, happy are ye, and be not afraid of their terror, neither be troubled.
yeah, because like you could suffer, because brothers like, yo man, I'm catching hell, man, the Lord sending me through this. Nah, nigga, the Lord ain't sending you through that. You was going to fuck off, and then the Lord busting your ass. But now you don't, by you not being examining yourself and being circumspect, you know, it's like you looking at the situation as the Lord just benefit. This is just a little trial run, you know what I mean? The Lord got me on this, that. It's funny, right? I ain't gonna mention them names, the old king. It was actually the old men of Valor king, not even BTA. A brother got locked up. this was the illest shit ever. Brother got locked up. So brothers got bread in the pot. So brothers like the chief Kabar, he's like, yo, we gotta bail brothers out. We gotta bail the brother out. So brothers kind of like, you know, because like when they kind of call for that bread, that kid get kind of like shite. But anyway, one brother said, this is the illest shit. He was like, yo, how you know? This was, I mean, he could have been sincere, but he was like, yo, how you know the Lord ain't doing that to him for like missing camp or not coming around or this and that. And the brother, he had a point, but the brother replied, it took like a good 40 seconds. Another brother replied like, yo, how you know the Lord ain't put him through that to see where you at? I was like, nobody said nothing. That shit was just like, everybody had to like call fucking brother out. Which wasn't a lot of money. It was a lot of money for one brother to try to do it himself. But all of us, it was like, all right, get him out. But some brothers was like holding out and just using different excuses. But hey, the point is, you want to suffer for righteousness' sake, and there's no loss with your house. Say if you do the wrong thing, right? You like, man, I shouldn't be giving shit, right? But the Lord, there's no losses with your house as long as you endure to the end. Even if you remember, can you give me hey Yashawan, give me St. John like 64. Around where, because he tell you, the Yahushua knew who would betray him from the beginning. Like, and you like, God damn. Like, so he picked Judas and hung around. Like, a lot of people can't do that. Like, oh, this dude is snitch or he this and that. Like, they get big out of shape off of that. You know? Alone. You got that? I think it's around like 64 or something up in there, you know. If that's not it, it was like he asked. That was like he asked the disciple. I think it said he knew from the beginning who would betray him. I believe it's up in there somewhere.
Shalaki, give me 1 second. Somebody else grab. You asked me to grab it, Albert. I'm having difficulties over here. Let me get my my mouth together. Shalak.
I got it. I got it. This is John 6, and I'm going to start 64. It says, but there are some of you that believe not. For Yahushua knew from the beginning who they were that would believe not, who should betray him.
Yeah. So that's heavy though. So you like, damn, because it's all about the bigger picture, right? So bring that back, cause that'll rattle your mind right there. Because according to this part of the world, you tell one of these 2/3 niggas like, yo, these 3 guys gonna snitch on you. They gonna off them niggas fast as hell. Like, oh, they rats. When the pressure comes, they gonna be the ones that can just gonna give us up. Them dudes out of there. Either they gonna separate themselves from you or they gonna dust them off. But see, your Shah knew the journey that must be walked out, and so do us. We got to know the bigger picture. We got to live for the bigger picture. So even smaller shit, smaller things that bother us and offend us, we got to be able to brush past it. But it takes the spirit of the Lord to actually do that, though. But bring that back in. That was heavy. I didn't go over this in a minute.
John 6:64. But there are some of you that believe not. For Yahushua knew from the beginning.
Yeah, because he knew. He said it ain't just Judas Iscariot. He knew it was some off dudes or whatever. But he said what? It was some of you that believe not, but they was around though, like as if they did believe. And he accepted them in because he knows that, like, maybe the work's done or whatever, this and that, but he knew though. But he ain't quench the spirit. He ain't get bent out of shape for this and that, or whatever, this and that. Like some shit you gotta go through. I mean, you know what I mean? Some shit like you try to avoid. Like I don't want to go through that. Nah, you gotta go through that because that's what's gonna teach you the shit you need to know to grow or to develop. You know what I mean? So like some shit, like people like to avoid confrontations. People like to avoid like discomfort. But hey, like the wise saying, the obstacle is the way. I think Marcus Aurelius said that. It's a real short saying, but what you look at as being difficult, as being hard, that's where your blessing lies. But you just gotta climb over that fucking mountain. But a lot of people looking at the mountain like, I'm gonna just walk this paved road and be good. Nah, because comfort is one of the worst things that fuck you up. The worst thing you could be as a man is comfortable. You want to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? Working out is uncomfortable. Eating black seed oil and vegetables and grains, that's uncomfortable. But once you become comfortable being uncomfortable, that's when you kind of like act smooth sailing to the Lord, like correct you or send you through another test. But that comfort zone is Satan. Women deal with comfort. You know what I mean? Women like to have lavish apartments and lazy boy chairs, fucking stilettos and fucking slippers and fucking massage and masseuse problems. That's their gender, and I understand that. I ain't knocking them, but as a man, that comfort should have fucked you up big time. And the Lord don't. That's why He said, "I'm close to those that have a contrite spirit," because once He puts you in a contrite spirit, you kind of more thinking survival. You in like a more survival mode. You praying more. You more this and that. Once you more comfortable and chilled and this and that, that shit will fuck you up and it'll ruin you.
Precept is Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. So we arising and departing from the mindset and the state of this place. We're not physically getting up and leaving Babylon. We just preparing our minds as if we preparing our minds to be pilgrims like we are. We preparing to be physically pilgrims soon, but we just passing through this place. This is not our rest. This is not our end. You know, it's just a slight stop along our journey.
And that's why it's not your rest, meaning what? Don't lay down here. Yep. Because once you lay down, it's a wrap. It's like a comfortable bed, right? Say you got, I'm gonna keep it funky with you. Back up top in Jersey, I got a nice ass comfortable bed. I used to hate sleeping on it when I was really working, trying to get out of certain roles or do different things I was trying to do, primarily or financially. what I would do is I would sleep on a sun porch. And by me, and the sun porch had like a chill to it. It was like, it wasn't comfortable. But anytime, and my room was like on all way upstairs, so the heat would rise. It'd be winter time. I would lay, and that shit like conform to your body the more you lay on it. And that shit be really hard to get up out that fucking bed. So I was like, I knew that in discomfort was my benefit from being discomfort. But I knew like that comfort, being comfortable and getting adjusted or adapt to this, that shit will fuck you up. And that's why the Lord keep you, that's why he told you this is not your rest. Don't get comfortable there. Stay on your toes, stay on the push, stay on the go, spiritually, ultimately,
Right.
spiritually, but don't get comfortable here. Don't kick your fucking shoes off. Don't grab the pillow and this and that because that shit gonna ruin you.
Hey, Shalimar, what was that in Maccabees? Oh no, it was Gideon when he was searching for people who won't go to war with him, and he was looking for the people who was instead of reaching, reaching with their hand and drinking the water instead of them laughing like they getting comfortable, and that's what the Lord looking for now. Who's gonna continue? Who's gonna be like the soldiers with Gideon in this fight?
Hey, when you lay down too, like the elder was saying, you get real comfortable. Hey, when you in the bed for a long time, it's no good. You get sores, you get bed sores. You get them when you're in the hospital. Elderly people.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
heavy point. That's a heavy point.
And that's what a lot of these people here in America got. They got bed sores from being here. Our people, the hell with the heathens. A lot of our people been in Babylon too long. They got the bed sores. They comfortable here, and that's why they gonna be sleep when the Lord destroy this place. So you got something else?
Yeah, I had told her of getting back to just trying to endure and weed our way through the evil, because the scriptures is where we're gonna find our peace, our safety, our happiness, our security. So it's like we not fighting for this life right here. It's like we fighting for our life in the world to come. You know what I'm saying? And brothers over here, I don't want to say brothers, but people over here, they trying to save this life. They stressed out about this life.
Yeah, they
But
looking back. They looking back like Lot's wife.
right, they don't see this. It's about to be done. It's already done. It's in the when you at the laundromat and it's like 2 more minutes on your clothes, but they dry, but you don't really want to open it up, and it's just spinning, and you watching it. It's done.
Hey, Joshua, grab me Ezekiel 11:3. 11, so that one. Bible for shot.
Con. It's Ezekiel 11:1. Moreover, the Spirit lifted me up and brought me unto the east gate of the Lord's house, which looketh eastward. And behold, at the door of the gate, 25 men, among whom I saw Jazariah, the son of Azur, and Pelitha, the son of Benaiah, princess of the people. Then said he unto me, Son of man, these are the men that devise mischief and give wicked counsel in the city.
Right, because their counsel was based off their own bellies. It's going into the whole comfort thing, right? They give wicked counsel in this city. Read on.
Which say it is not near.
Yeah.
Let us go.
Oh, the day of the Lord is far off. We got all this time. We could do this. We should do that. Record labels and all this and that. We don't.
Let us build houses. This city is the Calvary.
Israelite communities and stuff like that. Set up a new Black Wall Street and all that. You know, saying this city is what?
The cauldron, and we be the flesh.
Right. So that's a heavy breakdown. The Lord, the English rapper. He said their comfort is like this city is the cauldron, which is the pot. One of them big cast iron big mama pork chop pots. And he said, and we be the flesh, meaning if you know about like roast beef, pastrami, when we was in the Poconos, I cooked that pastrami like for like fucking. I threw that shit. I ain't had one of them. I threw it in the crock pot, the electric slow cooker. I put that shit on the wall and I cooked that shit for like 2 days. No lie, that shit was in a cut, simmering for, and you could still cook it. I could have like when it comes like the roast beef and them type meats like that, you could cook that shit forever. And just cook it and cook it and cook it. And that's basically how 2/3 of our people become in America. They the flesh, and they the flesh, and America is the cow dog, which means the pot, right? So basically, they just been soaking and marinating for days.
Simmering.
Simmering. So when you try to tell them about it's a wise saying, accept people for who they are, not for who you want them to be, right? So when you try to like change them or try to get them to like, nah, bro, like a lot of our people straight up don't. If they don't grab a little slight bone you throw at them, leave it alone. They already locked into a certain ideology. They've been simmering in that fucking pot for days. And even Al-Haran, hey, we got it a holy day after that. I mentioned the brother's name, the brother Al-Haran. Nothing too off the chain. He was like, hey, man, you got some more of that? Oh, no, he was like, you gonna make that pastrami again? I'm like, nah, man. Like, yo, it took me, man, I don't know if you know, but it took me mad long to make that shit because I never looked at it. I just make sure nobody took the plug or turned it off. You know, brothers was downstairs and outside and all that shit. That shit was, and when I finally told brothers to get it, that shit it was no such thing as overcooked because those type of meats, I never really know how long you could fully cook them, but on a low heat. You could cook that shit forever. You could go to work a double, come home, and that shit could still be rocking out. And that's basically our people's spirits in the mind of America. They just marinated deep in.
Hey, but that's a good point too, because like you said, they simmering in the pot. But when Yahweh Shah returned, you know, and even before so with the troubles, what did we do to that pastrami? We destroyed it.
It wasn't even enough of that shit. I think like it went around once. I make sure I buy enough to go around once. But whoever said, nah, I get some later, they wound up not getting none. Because I remember Aharon coming back because they was downstairs and shit. So he came back with an empty plate or some fast shit like, yo, ain't no more type shit. I gave him a small little piece because that shit was running on E. But then on the next holy day, he asked me to make it again. But I was like, yo, because it was a pastrami brisket.
That's
and I'm
right.
like, yo, that shit wasn't like some fast shit to make. Like, I took me like 2 days to make this shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the brother was like, oh, damn, word. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, yo, I could try to make it again, but the more that shit cooked, the better it is. So on the left side was Satan, the more these niggas soak in the ideologies of America, the more locked in he got them.
Right. With the flavors.
With the flavors, yeah, because brother wanted me to make that shit again. I'm like, yo, I don't even know what I poured in it. I think I poured like basic herbs in it. But I knew he was based off of the tenderness, because even when you grabbed it with the pincher, you know what you grab the hot dogs with?
Yeah, the tongues.
The tongue. Yeah, the tongue. When you grabbed it with that you couldn't even pick it up. That shit was just like peeling off like fucking like loose rubber.
Right.
Then when you like hit it and bite it too, it was just amazing. But that's basically Jake on the left hand side. I don't want to talk about food, but I'm just using that example to show you Jake on the left hand side. With America, it's kind of like irreducible.
And like you said, they simmering in the pot. We destroyed it. It got destroyed, and it got destroyed in less than 1 hour.
Yeah, as long as Babylon took to simmer in his pot, the Lord going to destroy it in 1 hour.
Yeah, and that's 1 hour.
So, you know.
But hey, bro, you know.
With that, you know.
I don't know. I don't. You know, brothers could kick it all day. Salaki for Shalom. I know you got more of a prior type spirit. You had something to say, brother?
No.
Okay, beautiful.
So with that, you know, Lord willing, this was edified. We want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, the waters to the elders, apostles, great millstone, the sincere shalom, all the akim labor in truth, sincerity and sound doctrine. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.